Just been to town. Forgot something I bought. Scatterbrained. Not being properly present when I go to the shops, and I'm just not really present. So I should really concentrate more. I can't wait to get home. So now I'm back. So I thought yeah, there's many things in a way I feel I should share. And this video is going to be about E.T.s, the Arcturians, the Pleiadians. And I want to start off saying, I don't know really anything about these. It's space people, terrestrial, I can't even say the word, extraterrestrials who have funny heads and funny bodies. I just want to start off saying, I don't know if they're there, and I don't really care whether they're there or not, or it's not important for me. So when I share a video with a message from some of these beings that's being channeled through a human being, I only will share it if I feel it resonates with me, if I feel it's a message that I can use. And it has to be full of love, full of, yeah, it just has to be filled with love. And when it is, and I feel it's useful, I share it with you. And as I've said before, these videos, I'm not interested, I don't need you to agree with me. So I'm just sending what I feel resonates with me and is helpful for me, and it might be helpful for you, and it might not. So, and it's very sweet that some of you become judgmental when I do something that's not really following Christ. When I do something like this, there was one of you who wrote that something about the devil, that I'm the devil or something like that. And others, they feel sorry for me or feel worried for me that I'm going down a wrong path. I'm doing something that is not healthy. And I thank you for your concern. So I just want to share how I feel about this, and just how I see it all. And I've said it before on my first channel, Katrina Rudolph. You can go and see just how I see God and how everything is. And I'll share that here again. So I think our human mind cannot grasp the greatness of creation. So we have the earth, we have the sky, and we look up into the sky and we see these millions and millions and millions of stars, planets. We look up and they say we look into eternity, because there's no wall. It never ends, never stops. And some of those stars are not existing anymore. We can just see the light because it takes so long for that light to reach us that they're not there, but the light is still there. So my little mind can't grasp the greatness of the universe or all the universes. I mean, I'm not intelligent enough to understand it all. Really, I'm not. I just know it's huge. And as I see it, there is one God, and we call him or her different names, but there is one creator of all of this. And according to some, when you go further, there is also a creator of that creator. But I just can't, because everything is eternal, everything folds in around itself, so there's always more. But just to make it understandable for me, and that's what I share with these videos, just to how I feel it seems, is that there's one God, And if there's a religion with many gods, it's all one God that has many different aspects. So when you go to the core of every of the faiths of the earth that human beings have celebrated and cultivated, the core of every faith is that there is a creator and that it's good, and that we are part of that creator, and we're here to do good. We're here to live in harmony. We are not here to destroy and make things bad for others. So that's really, as I see it, the core of every religion. And I was just thinking this morning, I mean, for Christians who believe that the Christianity is the only right faith, I just would ask myself, if I was one of those, I would ask myself, do I really believe that the God who is the deepest and greatest love of all, who is love himself, would he create an earth where he made one faith that's right and everyone else wrong, and make the people who follow that faith make it hard and criticize all the ones who don't believe that way? I just don't believe it. If God is love, God created all this enormous star system, this earth, and the human beings living here with endless variety. So I was just thinking this morning about our diet. It's a little bit like our religion. So I see God in this way, and I feel Christ is a representative of God, and I feel very attached to Christ. But it doesn't make me better than someone who's very attached to Buddha or Krishna. It doesn't matter. So the whole thing of diet, that some people get up in the morning and have a bowl of rice with some vegetables and they live till they're 100 and something. They do that every day. And if I was to do that, I'd become very sick, and it's not right for me. And the tradition of my society was to have more animal products, more fatty foods, and that's what's right for me. So my body has adjusted, my genetics have adjusted to this way of eating, and they have adjusted to that way of eating, and there's no one that's wrong. So, and we know that with the body, if you suddenly change your diet from one day to the other, you can become very sick and very stressed because your body is not adjusted to it. And it's the same with faith. And they also say that if you have experiences of seeing angels or seeing fairies or seeing beings around you, they will always show up as you believe them to be. So the way we are brought up and the way we have learnt to believe in God is very, very deeply ingrained in us. And where I feel we need to go, which is the only way, is to say, I feel very deeply, I feel deep love for my own faith and the way I see God. But I will not criticize or put down a person who sees God differently, ever. And I will never see him or her as less than me, or less right than me. So, and that's what I think awakening is all about. To let go, to allow yourself to be deeply in love with your own path and feel it's deeply, deeply true for you, but always see others as your equals. And I mean, they might believe in the most strange, weird things. And I think because we, I mean, the more heart connected you become, the more you become connected to your spirit, the more you can allow that people believe in all sorts of funny things, and it doesn't matter to you. You can love them. You don't even have to really, you could be interested to hear what is it all about, but you don't even have to be interested. Just love them. And realize that we don't have to understand everything. And what they're doing is true for them. So that's just what I feel really Christ was all about. Love. Love your enemy. Love, stop. Stop having an enemy. And how do you do that? Do you go out and shout to everyone, I love you, I love you, I love you? No. Go to your chamber and shut the door. And go to your Father who is in secret, and he will reward you. Go and be quiet and know that all is well. And if whoever you meet is your brother, they are all, and really we're all one. We're all part of the same body. So he's not only just your brother; he's actually a part of you. So that's how I see it. And just to go back to what I've said before. So how can the whole spirit, the physical world, and the spiritual world? I mean, we're talking about the spiritual world. Love is something that is spiritual. You can't put it into a box and close the box and have the love there, and when you open the box, the love's going to come out. Love is something you can't, is non-physical. Does it make it not real? No. So that's just love. All this that we can't, there's a whole world that we can't see because we are so used to just using our physical eyes. So the world of the angels and the fairies and the gnomes and the whatever beings there are out there, they're invisible for us because we've not learned to tune into their dimension, but they're still there. And is it important that we believe in fairies or we believe in angels? No, not for me. The only thing that's important is I feel, is to connect with the love in your heart and to sense, what does it feel like when I love? When I love, that's really all we need. What is the sensation when I feel I am loving? And that is God in me. So, so the unseen world, the world we can't see with our physical eyes, of course, holds all these beings or all these aspects of creation that I don't know of. I mean, some people can see lots and lots and lots. Some people can't. I can't see them. I can sense that there's beings around me. But I wish I could see them. I hope one day I will. About the E.T.s, why should there not be life on other planets, and why should there, I think it's natural. And these so-called Pleiadians or Arcturians, and there's many, many others if they do exist, they're beings of a different dimension. And they are God's creation too. It's all God. Now that was what I was going to say, which I've said before. Before the physical world was here, before the physical universe was here, there was only spirit. It was all spirit. And God wanted to come into physical form. So he created the physical realm, which is the most dense realm. And he also created darkness, the dark forces. And it even says in the Bible that God asks Satan to do things for him, because Satan is part of the darkness, which is really lack of light. It just is an energy that's very, very, very dense and has very, very little love in it. So it becomes destructive and evil, so-called evil. But it's there so that we can grow. It has to be here so that we can learn to see, okay, this man's doing something very evil. Is that what I want to do? Or I just did something, I had a very evil thought. Is that what I choose? So that's the only way we're going to awaken and become our God selves. That's as I feel it, the whole plan. That we are God in human form, and we hold darkness within us, and there's darkness around us. And darkness could be getting up in the morning and just opening a pack of cigarettes and just starting to smoke. For some people it's true, and it's not because you're a bad person, but that would be to be doing something destructive towards yourself. And as we awaken, we will realize that this is not the right thing to do. And if those cigarettes weren't there, we wouldn't be able to distinguish, wouldn't be able to. So all this darkness that has been on earth, and even Hitler who came and did this, I mean all these really, really, really horrific things that have happened on earth, they were actually serving the light by being the darkness. So I could just go on and on and on. So these beings that are living on other planets, if they're there, I don't know if they're there, but if they are, they're all a part of the creations. They're all God's children too, and they're never over God. See, some of these beings are fifth dimensional, so-called. So, and Jesus, the light of Christ, is many, 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 many times higher. Not that there is a hierarchy. So what I do is I simply, I don't follow any path apart from the path that I feel God has put. God is speaking in my heart, and I just do what I feel He guides me to. And my path is unique, so everybody's, as I feel, everybody's path is unique. So if I see a channeling that I feel resonates with me and is helpful for me, I'll just use it. And whether it's somebody who's just got it from himself, doesn't matter to me. Or it's the Arcturians, it doesn't matter. And the whole thing of so it's really just asking God within, is this or sensing God saying this is helpful for you, read it. And often these messages, which I feel are very helpful, are telling us how the beings around us, they have such respect for us, humans on earth right now, because it's very, very, very difficult what we're doing. We're trying to transform the darkness into light. We're cleansing away all the darkness from the earth, from our own hearts, our own minds, from the world around us, from the soil, from the waters. Everything is in a huge cleansing process, and we have volunteered to go here and do this. And they have deep respect for us, because we are the only ones who can do this work. And I think that's very encouraging for me when I think life is really difficult, that there's someone out there saying, my goodness, you're doing a fantastic job, even though you're just lying in your sofa. Just the fact that you're feeling peace is enough. And that's really what they're saying, which I think is wonderful to share with you. You don't need to do anything at all. All you really need, the most important thing you can do is to be your true self. There is nothing more powerful than that. And that's the messages I love. And I think I might be an Arcturian myself. Who knows? I don't know. I might be a Pleiadian who's come into a physical body on this planet. I've been told I'm an earth angel, and I've seen myself like my true self, like that was this big angel with this. I just saw myself with this rainbow face. I don't know if it's true, but what I do know is that I feel a very, very strong calling to help the earth and help humanity. I feel it's very, very strong in me. So I will die for it. I mean, I don't want to spend 1 second more on this planet wasting my time. And when do I waste my time? When I'm doing something that is not true to my heart. I'm wasting my time, and I'm really just filling up a space. So what's the truth? The truth is what your heart tells you the truth is. And if your neighbor believes in all these different beings, love him. And it might be completely true. It's right for him to be doing that. And so let's go into the whole thing of fear, and the Bible has warned us against these beings. As I see it, that's really not true. It's just not. I mean, Jesus, would he say, if he was sitting here next to me, he would say, "Don't go and read those. Don't click onto that Sananda website because you mustn't read those because they're going to lead you astray." No, 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 no. It even says in the Bible, try everything and hold on to what is good. It says in the Bible, try everything and hold on to what is good. There is nothing to fear. I mean, that is what Christ was all about. Do not fear. Because as soon as you fear someone, they've got power over you. Don't fear them. And it's just so beautiful, because once you connect with God in your heart, you know there's nothing to fear. And you'll always ask your heart, does this resonate with me? And if it doesn't, you just leave it. So I can tell you what doesn't resonate with me. That's looking at the papers, because I was just in town and saw something about some catastrophe that has happened. And that doesn't resonate with me reading those things, because catastrophes are happening all the time and have been happening all the time. And I'm not meant to be reading that because I should be afraid of it. No, it's just because it doesn't give me the nourishment I need to be here. So it's not about fearing it. Oh, I mustn't read that on the paper. Oh, I won't do. No, it's not about. As I see it, we must not fear anything. The only thing to do is to go into the world. Don't you think God says, go into the world and see my body, this is me. Go and see, go and taste, go and try. And whatever is not right for you, go somewhere else. Don't fear it, because it's all me. It's all me. It's all God. It's all so. There's nothing that's closed off in a cupboard that, we mustn't open this cupboard. Open up all the cupboards. Because the only thing there is only love, and there is only light. There is only God's presence. The places that are dark are the places where the light has been held out. So you come to a home where there's a lot of violence and a lot of lies and a lot of very bad things happening. You open the door, you sense there's not much light in here. It's very dark. It's a dark place. It might be a lot of sunshine in there, but you can sense the energy is very low because there's a lot of hatred and a lot of violence going on. And that's the darkness. And it's everywhere. And so that's just to shine some light on this. And I hope that you can see just what I mean, really. So I don't want to convince you about anything, and what is true for you and what you want to feel fear about truly I respect that, because our path is unique for us. And if I say, you mustn't fear that, that's fearful too. So this is just to share with you how I feel. And I share this from what I share with you. I share out of love. And definitely, if you can't use it, just leave it. And if you can't use my videos, just it's fine, because it's all just a gift, really. And so that was about this aspect of life. And so I think I'll finish this video because I've got something else I want to share, and I'll do that in another video. So I send you all my love, and I thank you once again for all your comments. And it's just wonderful also that I can share so many different things from life, because life is just so beautiful with being close to nature. Just this little tree here, standing there, being its own presence. having animals, food, all the spiritual things, and all the healing, feeling good in our body, mind and soul. It's all just so exciting. So take care, my friend, and I'll see you soon. Bye.